Welcome to my channel. Try to hear the latest story.
On our third anniversary, she tossed my gift into the garbage. "I don't want homemade trash," she said. I didn't fight back. I just retrieved it from the bin. The next day, she spotted it in a gallery display with a $10,000 price tag. I watched her discard 3 months of my effort into the kitchen trash. The wooden box landed with a heavy thud. She wiped her hands as if she'd thrown out actual rubbish and left the room. "My name's David. I'm 37. I craft custom woodwork. Not furniture exactly, more like art. Boxes, sculptures, intricate designs. It's time-consuming, demands precision. It doesn't make me wealthy, but it covers my expenses. I've been at it for 8 years. Ever since I quit my corporate job. Best choice I ever made. I've been with Monica for 3 years. She's 34, a real estate agent. She earns well, often more than me. She never let me forget it, either. Subtle jabs about her being the primary earner. How I tinker with wood while she does serious work. I let it go because when things were good, they were great. But lately, the bad outweighed the good. Our anniversary was yesterday. 3 years together. I'd spent 3 months crafting her gift in my spare time between paid projects. A jewelry box. Not just any box. It was a work of art. Walnut with maple inlays. Hand-carved patterns. Joints so precise you couldn't slip a hair between them. Hidden compartments. Magnetic closures. The kind of piece that takes hundreds of hours over months to perfect. I presented it to her during a homemade dinner. Cooked her favorite dish. Lit candles. The whole setup. She unwrapped it and stared. No smile. No excitement. Nothing. She asked what it was. I explained it was a jewelry box. For her collection. She owned a lot of jewelry. High-end pieces. I thought she'd value something handmade to hold them. Something unique. She set it aside and said she'd expected the bracelet she'd pointed out last month. The one from Tiffany's. For $1,000. I told her I couldn't afford it right now. Work had been slow. She picked up the box again, examined it like it was flawed merchandise, and said she didn't want homemade trash. Then she stood, walked to the kitchen, and dumped it in the trash. I sat there stunned. Didn't shout. Didn't argue. Just processed what happened. 3 months of effort. Hundreds of hours. In the garbage because it wasn't from Tiffany's. I got up, went to the kitchen, and pulled the box out. It had some coffee stains on one edge. I cleaned it off. Monica was in the bedroom by then. I overheard her on the phone with her friend Tara, complaining about her disappointing anniversary, mocking the homemade trash her boyfriend tried to pass off as a gift. I wrapped the box in bubble wrap and put it in my truck. Went back inside. Monica was still on the phone. I said I was heading out. She waved me off without a glance. I drove to Hendrick's Gallery downtown. I'd been working with Patricia, the owner, for 2 years. Sold a few smaller pieces through her. She'd been asking for more stock, but I focused on custom orders. We had a standard consignment deal, 50-50 split. Fair terms. Patricia was locking up when I arrived. She let me in anyway. I unwrapped the box and placed it on her counter. She put on her glasses and studied it. Silent for a few minutes. Inspected every detail. Every joint. Every inlay. She opened it, discovered the hidden compartments, tested the magnetic closures. Finally, she looked at me and asked where I'd been hiding this caliber of work. I said I'd always done it. She just hadn't seen my finest pieces. This one was meant to be a gift. Didn't work out. She asked if it was for sale. I said it was now. She set it down gently and said she'd need to research, but her instinct told her this was gallery-worthy. True gallery quality. She'd dealt with similar pieces before. Knew the market. Could likely sell it for $8,000 to $10,000 if priced well. Maybe more to the right buyer. I must have looked surprised because she explained that this craftsmanship was exceptional. The inlay alone was museum grade. She had collectors who specialized in fine woodwork. She wanted to photograph it properly, get it appraised, and display it in the front window. It'd take a few days to prepare. I told her to proceed. We updated our consignment agreement for this piece. She'd cover insurance while it was in her care. I'd get half the sale price. Standard terms. I drove home feeling something new. Not anger. Not sorrow. Just clarity. Like everything clicked into place. Monica was asleep when I got back. Or pretending to be. I didn't care either way. I slept in the guest room. The next morning, I went to my workshop early. Had a client project to finish. Monica left for work without a word. I heard her car leave around 8. Over the next 2 days, Patricia handled the logistics. Professional photos, condition report, provenance records. She had an appraiser evaluate it. He backed her initial estimate. Similar pieces had sold for $8,000 to $12,000 at auction. She listed it for $10,500. On Thursday, 3 days after I brought it in, Patricia called. The box was now in her front window. Prime placement, perfectly lit, price tag visible. She'd had 2 serious inquiries already. One collector was returning Saturday for a closer look. I thanked her and got back to work. Didn't think much of it until Friday afternoon when my phone blew up. 8 missed calls from Monica. 15 texts. I read them. She'd seen the box in the gallery window. Her office was 2 blocks from Hendrix. She must have passed it during lunch. Recognized the inlay pattern instantly. She demanded to know why it was there. Why was my trash art listed for over $10,000? This had to be a mistake. I needed to call her immediately. I didn't call. Sent 1 text back. Said the homemade trash found a better home. Someone who valued craftsmanship. Then I silenced her notifications and finished my day. She was in the driveway when I got home. Car idling. She got out as I pulled up. Her face was flushed. She started shouting before I opened my door. Demanded to know if that was really my box in the gallery. If someone would actually pay $10,000 for it. I said it might sell for that. Patricia had interested buyers. It was properly appraised. Market value for that craftsmanship. Monica's expression shifted from anger to something else. Calculating. She said we needed to talk. Said maybe she'd overreacted about the gift. It was actually stunning. She saw that now. Work stress had gotten to her. She'd taken it out on me. She was sorry. I asked if she was sorry for throwing it away or sorry it was worth money. She backpedaled. Said that wasn't fair. She genuinely felt bad. And since we'd been together 3 years, she should get a share of the sale, right? We could take a trip. Or she could get that bracelet. I said the money was mine. For my effort. My skill. My time. I'd already planned its use. Pay off my truck. Upgrade my tools. Save the rest. None of it was going toward jewelry for someone who trashed my work. That sparked the real argument. She called me spiteful. Called me vindictive. Said I was punishing her for one error. That I should have told her the box was valuable. How could she have known? I explained that value wasn't the issue. I didn't make it to sell. I made it for her. Because I loved her. Because I wanted to give her something unique. Something no one else had. She threw it away because it wasn't from a store. Because it lacked a brand name. That showed me how she viewed my work. How she viewed me. She switched tactics. Started crying. Said she knew she'd screwed up. She wanted to fix it. We could work through this. 3 years together meant something. She loved me. I asked when she started loving me. Before or after she saw the $10,000 price tag. She left. Sped out of the driveway. I went inside and ate dinner alone. It was calm. The next few days were quiet. Monica stayed at Tara's. Sent a few texts about needing space. That was fine. Gave me time to work and reflect. On Monday, Patricia called. The collector from Saturday offered $10,000. Cash deal. He was serious. Funds ready. She advised accepting. It was a fair price and the buyer was legitimate. A known collector in the woodworking art world. I told her to accept. She handled the paperwork. The sale closed Wednesday. The wire transfer hit Thursday morning. $5,000 in my account after the gallery's cut. I paid off the $3,000 left on my truck. Put $2,000 into savings for new workshop tools. I'd needed a better lathe for months. Thursday afternoon, Monica showed up unannounced. Used her key. I was in the workshop when I heard the door. Found her in the kitchen. She said she'd been thinking. Maybe we needed a break. To reassess what we wanted. She wasn't sure we were a good fit anymore. I kept my face neutral. Said that was probably wise. She seemed shocked I agreed so quickly. Asked if I'd even fight for us. I asked what she wanted me to fight for. She said she wanted me to care. To show I'd work on things. I reminded her I'd spent 3 months caring. Spent hundreds of hours crafting something special for her. She threw it in the trash and mocked it to her friends. Now she wanted me to fight for the relationship? That chance was gone when the box hit the bin. She got defensive. Said I'd never let it go. that I was holding one mistake over her forever. I said it wasn't about grudges. It was about clarity. She valued things she could flaunt. Things with logos and price tags. I valued effort, meaning time. We wanted different things. She'd done me a favor by making that clear. She grabbed some of her stuff and left. Said I'd regret this. That I was throwing away something good over pride. I went back to work. The next week brought unexpected news. The collector who bought the box contacted Patricia. He wanted to discuss a commission. One custom piece. Similar style to the jewelry box. Budget of $12,000. Was I interested? Very interested. Patricia arranged a meeting. The collector, Richard, flew in from San Francisco 2 weeks later. We spent 3 hours discussing the project, his vision, my process, timeline. He knew woodworking, asked smart questions, valued craftsmanship. We settled on terms. Half upfront, half on delivery. 6-month timeline. The deposit hit my account within a week. This was a game changer. One commission led to exposure. Patricia promoted my work more aggressively, built a proper portfolio, contacted other galleries. Within a month, 2 more galleries expressed interest. One in Denver, one in Portland. Both wanted to carry my pieces on consignment. Monica's friend Tara called 3 weeks after the breakup. Said Monica was struggling. Realized she'd made a huge mistake. Wanted to apologize properly. Could we meet for coffee? I told Tara that Monica had my number. If she wanted to apologize, she could call me herself. Tara said Monica was embarrassed. She'd acted poorly and knew it. Just needed a chance to make amends. I asked Tara one question. Would Monica be reaching out if the box had sold for $50 instead of $10,000? Tara paused for a long time, then admitted Monica kept talking about the money, about how she didn't know I was truly talented, how she could have had a piece worth thousands, about my new commission and gallery interest. I thanked Tara for her honesty and hung up. That said it all. For weeks after the breakup, Monica showed up at my workshop unannounced. I was working on Richard's commission. She walked in despite the closed sign, started talking about our relationship. I put down my tools and told her to leave. I was working. She saw the piece in progress. The premium wood. The detailed blueprint on my workbench. Her eyes widened. She asked if this was another commission. I said it was. A $12,000 commission. She asked how many I was getting. I said that wasn't her business anymore. She needed to leave. She switched approaches. Said she'd been reflecting. Realized what she'd lost. Not just the relationship but being with someone whose work was gaining recognition. She could support my career now. Saw the value in what I did. I asked her the same question I'd asked Tara. Did she see the value before the price tag or after? She faltered. Kept saying it wasn't about the money. But everything she said focused on recognition, commissions, gallery deals. Nothing about me. Nothing about us. Just about what my work was becoming. I told her we were done. Permanently. She needed to stop showing up. She started crying. Real tears this time. Said she loved me. That she'd made a mistake, but people make mistakes. I couldn't throw away 3 years. I reminded her she threw away 3 months of my work without hesitation. Called it trash. Laughed about it with her friends. Now she claimed to love me. She loved the idea of being with someone whose work sold for thousands. That wasn't the same. She tried to hug me. I stepped back. Said I'd drop her remaining things at Tara's that weekend. We were finished talking. She needed to go. She left. I watched her car drive off and felt only relief. 6 weeks after the breakup, I finished Richard's commission. He flew in to see it. Spent an hour inspecting every detail. He was ecstatic. Paid the balance immediately. Then asked if I'd do 2 more pieces. Smaller scale. $8,000 each. His friends had seen the jewelry box and wanted similar work. I agreed. This was becoming real. Sustainable. I raised my rates. Became selective with commissions. Focused on pieces that pushed my skills. 2 months after the breakup, a local arts magazine contacted me. They were featuring emerging artisans. Patricia had recommended me. They wanted an interview and photos. I said yes. The article came out a month later. Big feature. Photos of me in my workshop. Images of several pieces, including the jewelry box. Richard allowed them to photograph it. The article covered my shift from corporate life to artisan. Noted the growing gallery representation. The commissions. My waiting list. My phone blew up with inquiries. For new galleries wanted to talk. 8 commission requests, 2 more interview requests from larger publications. My website crashed from traffic. I had to upgrade my hosting. Monica sent me a link to the article. Just one word. Wow. I didn't reply. 3 months after the breakup, I ran into Monica at a restaurant. I was there with Patricia and a prospective client. Business dinner. Monica was with a guy I didn't know. Younger than me. In a suit. She noticed me right away. I gave a polite nod and returned to my conversation. I kept an eye on her, though. She kept glancing over, talking to her date but watching me. She excused herself at one point, headed toward the restrooms. I needed to use the restroom too. In the hallway, she was waiting, asked how I was. I said I was good. Business was strong. She mentioned the article, said she was happy for me, proud even. I thanked her and tried to move past. She stepped in my way slightly, said she was seeing someone new, but it wasn't serious. She still thought about me, about us, wondered if we could talk, really talk. I said I was glad she was moving on. I had too. She asked if I was dating. I said that wasn't relevant. What mattered was what I'd learned from our relationship. I'd learned not to ignore warning signs, not to stay with someone who didn't respect my craft or my time. She'd taught me that clearly. I was thankful. Her face fell. She asked if I'd ever forgive her. I said there was nothing to forgive. She'd shown me who she was. I believed her. We'd both moved on. I wished her well. I walked to the restroom. When I returned, she was gone. Her date sat alone, looking confused. I went back to my table and closed a $15,000 commission with my client. For months after the breakup, I opened my own studio. Small space, part workshop, part gallery. Patricia helped me set it up, advised on layout, lighting, displays. She'd become a true friend and mentor. The opening night was packed. Sold 3 pieces. Booked 5 new commissions. My parents came. My sister. Real friends who'd supported my career shift years ago. Monica appeared. I saw her outside through the window. She was dressed up. Looked like she'd made an effort. She stood there for 10 minutes. Just watching through the glass. Never came in. Eventually left. That was 5 months ago. Haven't heard from her since. My business is flourishing. Commissions keep coming. Richard became a regular client. His collector friends keep me booked for the next 8 months. I've raised my prices twice. Still can't meet demand. I've been seeing someone new for 6 weeks. Her name's Rachel. She's a librarian. Knows nothing about woodworking but asks questions because she's curious. Wants to understand my passion. She visited my studio 2 weeks ago. Spent an afternoon watching me work. Called it calming. Beautiful. Loved seeing something crafted from raw materials. I gave her a small wooden bookmark I'd made. She teared up. Said it was the most meaningful gift she'd ever gotten. She keeps it in her purse. Shows it to people. Not for its value. Because someone made it just for her. That's the difference. That's what I'd been seeking. The jewelry box is in Richard's private collection now. He sends me photos sometimes. Keeps it in his study. Stores his late wife's jewelry in it. Says it reminds him of permanence. Of things made to endure. Of the worth in craftsmanship. Monica reached out one last time. 6 months after we ended. A long email. Apologized for everything. Said she'd grown. Realized what she'd lost. Not the money or status. But me. Our relationship. The future we could have had. She'd been materialistic. She'd changed. Would I meet for coffee? Just to talk. No expectations. I read the email twice. Then deleted it. Some things can't be repaired. Some bridges burn completely. She discarded something valuable because she couldn't see beyond the surface. Because it didn't have a logo or come from the right store. That revealed her values. Her character. Maybe she's changed. Maybe not. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm building something here. A life. A career. A reputation. Every piece I create means something. Takes time. Takes care. Takes skill. The right person sees that. Values it. Treasures it. Understands that meaning isn't in price tags or brands. It's in the hours invested. The attention to detail. The love poured into creation. Monica wasn't that person. She proved it when the box hit the trash. And that $10,000 price tag? Just confirmation of what I already knew. The real value was always there. She couldn't see it. Couldn't appreciate it. Couldn't recognize it. I can. And so can the people who matter. Rachel sees it. Richard sees it. Patricia sees it. The collectors who commission my work see it. The galleries representing me see it. That's enough. That's everything.